What's going on, people? I know it's been a long time coming, but I'm here. And I'm gonna try to be here a lot more. Hopefully, I won't sit on the couch. That's what makes me lazy. For some reason, hard day at work, don't want to do nothing. But the train got to keep on going. So I'm here. So anyway, man, before we go any further, please like and subscribe to my channel. I shouldn't say new channel, but new name, Unapologetic Manhood. Um, and also, I'm gonna have T-shirts coming up real soon, and I'm gonna have shorts as well, saying Unapologetic Manhood coming up just before the summer. So be ready for that, real big time. Anyway, guys, I want to talk about this. As you can see from the thumbnail, Washington D.C. Pre-K, they doing it again. These wokey wokes, they teaching everything but actual education, actual curriculum. They instead of trying to teach our children, those basic things what you need to know in these public schools, they're teaching our children wokey woke racism, far leftist views and things of that nature. And I don't know why they keep on doing it. A lot of parents starting to fight back. It's growing and growing with their numbers. But anyway, as you can see from this article from New York Post, I'm about to get into it and read this article to you and see how just disrespectful these people are on trying to teach these toddlers racism and trying to identify if it's racist family members that they have. Things that these kids shouldn't be even any logical person know, shouldn't even be learning from other people, you know. But let's get into it. DC school gave 4-year-old anti-racism Facebook asking them to identify racist family members. It's crazy. Let's go. A public elementary school in D.C. gave children as young as 4 a lesson on anti-racism that asked them to identify racist members of their family. Yo, I don't know who parents it is. It's usually probably parents. It's D.C. area, man. And, more than likely, they are hardworking parents that's not really into their kids' education, especially at that age. They thinking they just learning how to, color and, color in the lines and write and communicate well with other children. They're not thinking that they trying to teach them this Luciferian anti-fake woke indoctrination. Like they trying to teach all ages. They don't give a damn. You could be a newborn baby. They trying to these mentally unstable people are trying to teach you this deranged stuff. So let's keep it going. According to November the 30th letter from Jenny Elementary School Principal Daniel Singh, student in pre-K through 3rd grade, participate in a anti-racism fight club presentation by speaker Donnie Richards. As part of this work, each student has a FIST book to help continue the dialogue at school and home, Singh letter stated. Linking to Richard's presentation, we recognize that anytime we engage topics each as race and equality, we may experience a variety of emotions. This is a normal part of the learning and growing process. As a school community, we want to continue that dialogue with our students and understand this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. I have a 3-year-old son that just started pre-K. If I hear anything that they teaching this stuff to my son, he's going to a different school. This is why I believe you should have school of choice. If you want to take your child to a magnet school, a parent should have school of choice, not the town, the city, the state, whatever. A parent, you want to go to private school, you go to private school. If you want to be homeschooled, be homeschooled. Magnet school. Public schools. It should be the parent choice, in that direction. Because just like I said, this is just the beginning of they're going to be teaching my 3-year-old, 4-year-old that basically, don't even know how to tie their shoes, let alone help themselves, but they're going to teach them topics that only adults should be talking about, let them not even high school kids should be talking about. Maybe high school kids, because they can let them know, they could let them know their feelings about why they talking about this. So you want to indoctrinate as you big and bad. He's entitled enough to believe that he can do stuff like that. He or she, I think it's a she. It's more than likely a neoliberal, feminazi person that's working in the public schools, like it's usually are. So let's go down. Let's stroll down, and they wonder why the kids are the way they are. Richard's anti-racism fight club fist book for kids explained that white people are a part of a society that benefits them in almost every instance, and that it's as if white people walk around with an invisible force field because they hold all of the power in America. Now we know that's a lie. And if anyone knows, if anybody that understand logic and actually do research, they know that Asian people, specifically Chinese and Koreans, are the most educated. They make the most money in America. If we want to be really honest about things, but again, this is one of these critical race theory type of process they're trying to put on your kids. So let's keep it going. If you are a white person, white privilege is something you were born with, and it simply means that your life is not more difficult due to the color of your skin. The fifth book of kids explains. But differently, it's not your fault for having white privilege, but it is your fault if you choose to ignore it. So this is what is the victimhood that people like to put in, like especially these neoliberal, democratic white people do this all the time. They feel sorry for themselves, but at the same time, they want non-white people to stay in victimhood, especially black people. And to be honest with you, many black folks, fall for this same old thing that they do. They've been doing it for many decades, and they still falling for it, no matter how many. How much issues that is putting on my community as a black man. This is what I'm letting you know. But as in saying that all white folks got white privilege, in the county where I live at, there's a lot of white trash. There's a lot of poor white folks. So white people don't have privileges. You go to the Midwest, you go down south, you go up north where I'm at. You go to the West Coast. But again, this is his victimhood, fake woke, babbling, indoctrination that we keep on hearing, especially for the last, since 2016, 17. Let's keep it going. You look at this, anti-racist, the fist book for kids. Look, they better not bring that, and I know they're gonna try to do that, being as though his mom and I are people of color. They're going to try to bring that to us, and they're going to think we're comfortable with that. And this is when they're going to get their rude awakening. Because it's many people of color is not liking this shit, what's going on. All right, at all. Look at this. White privilege is a term you may have heard before, and it can be confused. It's the book that they're giving to these pre-K to 4-year-olds. This is a book that they're giving them. Kids that could barely read, But what they doing is they putting pictures, they subliminal messages and things of that nature, you know. So here we go. Imagine a white person race against a black person. The white person would be able to run at his normal speed, while the black person would have a 100-pound weight attached to his leg. Chances are the white person would win the race almost every time. Have obstacles to become in daily life simply due to the color of their skin. In daily, so that what that is, look, what that means is that they believe black people can't do nothing. It's no successful black people. We worked 1,000% harder than everybody just to become successful. And if we don't believe that, we are Uncle Tom's idiots, being as though these are the ones with the trauma. These are the one that's mentally unstable, deranged, simpletons. You know, let's look at this. Having white privilege does not make you a bad person. Having white privilege does not mean that your life is easy. Having white privilege does not mean you don't have to work hard. Having white privilege does not mean you should feel guilty or sad. This is what they're giving our children. This is crazy. Okay, what does racism look like? Look, I don't like black people. Victimhood culture, fake woke culture, people who try to ignore and deflect racial conversations to avoid feeling uncomfortable. Oh my lord, the attention seekers, man. This whole society is filled with hard body attention seekers to their detriment. Why does everything have to be about race? Can we talk about something else? Yeah, because maybe they don't want to be in that victimhood conversation. Okay, adults don't talk about this, and to have kids that's younger than 4 years old getting into this is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous. I want to see the part what they talking about Colin Kaepernick. They being like Martin Luther King. I want to read this. What is it? Under section titled "How to Deal with Racism from Loved Ones," the book teaches children that just because someone is older that you does then you doesn't mean that they're right all the time. Again, they do whatever they can to try to fight against the nuclear family, have family members fighting one another. the far the far left, man, it's a lot of Luciferian motherfuckers in that far left, a whole lot. If someone doesn't believe that people should be treated equally based on the color of their skin, then they are the problem. Parents need to stop making excuses for that behavior if they truly believe in anti-racism. The book says, "Why? Who is your family? Has racist beliefs? Who in your family has racist beliefs? Do you think you can change their ways? What is your strategy for dealing with them?" Are they really asking 4 year olds this? This is ridiculous. Can they even read this? I don't know too many 4 year olds that can read what I just read at all. After the presentation, the school sent parents a resource link directly directing them to Richard's original anti-racism fight club Facebook book for adults, which declares that racism is as American as apple pie and baseball. Boy, oh boy. And I bet you a lot of these parents still got their kids at these schools, but still complaining. I don't get it. Okay, I'm trying to find a one. The original Fist book also claims that if the police don't murder citizens without penalties, then the riot looting don't happen. Wow. So what they're doing, they're trying to say they're giving criminals leeway. They're giving criminals, um, reason to be criminals. As in real life, what's going on now with the far left. Okay, and that your feelings about Colin Kaepernick serve as a great barometer of how you will feel about Dr. King during the civil rights movement. I guarantee you, white neoliberal feminists wrote this. I guarantee either white women, LGBTQ people, or white men, the neoliberals. This don't have probably more than likely have nothing to do with black folks, but they trying to tell us about our actual hero, Dr. King, and what they made a so-called hero that marks as Colin Kaepernick. If you hate Kaepernick now, you would hate Dr. King if he was alive today. Woo woo. It argues, and do you know what's funny? In 50 years from now, white people will probably talk glowingly of Kaepernick as they are with Dr. King now. Stop using his quotes to benefit your racism. No, I think you guys do. A lot of you neoliberal feminists been doing that since I was a kid. Y'all benefit. Dr. King wouldn't do this. Dr. King wouldn't do that. Trying to tell us what Dr. King was, and you guys don't know nothing about it. Is what you Democrats was doing that, telling us that in the 80s and the 90s. With Dr. King wouldn't, fight this person for killing his family. So this is the problem. DC Public Schools told Fox News Digital in a statement that the original FIST book was not shared with students. What was shared with students if that wasn't shared with students? Because the parents complaining about something. Look at this. I guess these are the parents here. Something going on with it. Suppose commentary commentary claiming to be parents at Jenny Elementary complained about the November 30th presentation in the FIST book for kids. I wouldn't complain. I would complain and take my kids out of there. Anyway, guys, just wanted to read that to you and everything. And this is what's happening in our schools. And like I said at the beginning of the conversation, this is why it should be a choice of parents on into where they can take their kids, either public school, magnet school, either homeschool, private school. We should have that choice, and you actually do. If you ask me, if these teachers don't know how to actually teach our children, math, science, when they age, toddlers, teach them how to color, teach them how to write, teach them how to communicate with others, other than trying to make everybody in the victimhood standpoint and direct themselves in fake woke rhetoric, then you could deal with the school. But I'd be damned. I wish my son's preschool do something like this and thinking out me and my fiance all right with it. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you later. Peace.